All right, y'all. This weekend we got UFC 317. Okay? And guys, we all know what's going to happen. We all know that Ilia Topuria is going to become the champion. But I have to tell you guys why, right? First things first. Guys, the only way Charles Oliveira knows how to fight is forward. Now, I'll be fair. I will say that Oliveira has made some pretty good, when I think about Oliveira, man, I just love how his career has played out. What a career, right? The guy is the definition of never give up. He's had such an amazing career. He's such a likable person. But with all his adjustments that he's made, with the wrestling game and, being smart, making his adjustments, guys, Ilia's going to run through him in the very first round. I'm not even joking around. The fight's going to be over fast and it's going to be over early. Tell me a fight where Charles Oliveira has not walked forward, right? Since Oliveira started up this win streak, right? He had a wild loss to, Paul Felder back in the day. And when he went on that historical win streak, I think it might have been 12 fights or something like that. 11 and 12 fights. They were all finishes, guys. These fights were finishing in the first and second round. Only the Kevin Lee fight finished in the third round. That fight, Charles Oliveira had to overcome a little bit of grappling and wrestling adversity. Kevin Lee was winning the fight, and Oliveira was able to get a guillotine choke when Kevin shot. So that fight resulted in a third round finish. Then he went up against Tony Ferguson, and we all know how Tony Ferguson was. Even after the loss to Justin Gaethje, he was very tough. So we know how that fight went. It went to a decision. Then Michael Chandler, he finishes Michael Chandler. Dustin Poirier, breaks my heart. I'm a Dustin Poirier fan, my favorite fighter. Him, Max, and Tony. But finishes Dustin Poirier, finishes Justin Gaethje. So all these fights, guys, are resulting in finishes, right? And I want to go through each and every single one of these to kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm trying to say here. Islam finishes him with a choke in the second round. He finishes Dariush. Then he loses to Arman Tsarukyan. Now, we know that Arman Tsarukyan is a very good fighter, but his wrestling is second to probably only Islam, right? So he's very, very good with that. And even then, Oliveira almost finished him. But then he went up against Michael Chandler where it was a rematch. The first fight resulted in a finish. And if you guys know anything about some rematches like that, usually when we get a rematch where a guy was finished in the first fight, rarely does he get does a finish happen in the second fight. So I wanted to go through all of those fights to kind of show you guys and tell you guys that the way how Oliveira fights with his forward style, his forward pressure, is the worst possible thing he can do versus Ilia. And if he decides to kind of fight on the back foot versus Ilia, Ilia will walk him down. And the thing about Ilia is he's literally good everywhere. Literally. The man literally has elite BJJ. I think he might be a black belt. And his striking is the best in the UFC top 3. And on top of that, the man has insane knockout power. I mean, he put out Max Holloway. Even though Max Holloway's my favorite fighter, I knew Max was going to get knocked out. Max gets hit too much. You know what I mean? He gets hit in his fights. And when you're going up against a guy like Ilia, you can't get hit. Not too much. Or you're going to get put out. As we've been seeing. So now when we go over to Ilia Topuria, just by the fight styles alone, guys, this fight's ending. Mark my words. This fight is ending in the first round. Fight over. Round 1. Fight over. There's no other way for it. I'm telling you guys right now, the fight's going to be finished in the first round. I really just want to load up Ilia right here and look at Ilia's fights. And guys, all of Ilia's fights have been finishes since he's got to the UFC. He has obviously that one decision versus versus Josh Emmett. And Josh Emmett just took a beating for 5 rounds straight. That was one of those weird instances where a guy just won't get knocked out. It just was very weird. I don't know what that was, but I mean, Josh Emmett is just a zombie at that point. But Damon Jack, first of all, he made his debut in the UFC. Shout out to Yusuf Zalal. Yusuf Zalal was able to survive for some reason. I don't know what. But then here goes Ilia on a rampage. Knocks out Damon Jackson. Knocks out Ryan Hall. Knocks out Jai Herbert at lightweight, which he did face some adversity. I'll be honest about that. He did get head kicked and almost finished. Wow, that Jai Herbert was almost the guy to do it. So, this being a video about Ilia and how you could win, there could be a little bit of frightening moments. I don't know. But that is to be noted. Jai Herbert did almost knock him out. So that's very important to remember here. And then you go on to, you know, Bryce Mitchell. That was a finish. Bryce Mitchell was supposed to be a grappler. Got himself arm triangled and choked and finished. That was very... At this moment, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be honest. At this moment, this was back in 2022. I thought that I actually picked Bryce Mitchell to win that fight, guys. If you guys look on the channel, I actually made an underdog of the night video, and I picked Bryce Mitchell to win the fight. I didn't do my research. I didn't do it good enough, and I thought that Bryce Mitchell's grappling was going to be too much. And yeah, that definitely was when I realized how good Ilia really was, and I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? And I'm like, all right, this is serious. And then Emmett, you know, finishes Emmett. Then he goes, guys, he goes and knocks out Alexander Volkanovski. Now, I did select him to do that, you know what I mean? I did put money on that. That was kind of obvious. I mean, Volk came back too fast, just getting knocked out a few months back, and then going up against a guy like Ilia, you're gonna get knocked out. And in the Max Holloway fight, I mean, you know, Max Holloway is my favorite fighter, man, but I just was like, bro, Max is not gonna be able to survive those punches. So I saved both of these guys' fights, right, to build you guys up in back to one, right, and say this. The fight will be over in the first round. Ilia Topuria will get a finish. Either or doesn't surprise me. Either he's gonna get a club and sub, a knockout, cold, and when he knocks Oliveira, if he does knock Oliveira, it's gonna be flush. Like it's gonna be like he's gonna put him out, like bad, like one shot, boom, fight done. Or if Oliveira does survive, because Oliveira has so much heart and he's such a great fighter. And like I said, I love Charles Oliveira, man. His entire career and all the fights, the entertainment he's gave us, and Oliveira is, everybody loves him. But I'm just going off breaking down the fight. If Oliveira can survive, you know, being knocked down and he's on the ground and, you know, Ilia decides to follow him there because he won't be scared to, that fight's gonna end there too. So fight over in round one, guys. I think that's as much as I could give you guys for the breakdown. Technically striking, you know, Oliveira is good as well, but he's just not better than Ilia technically on the feet. And then on the ground, Ilia is going to be able to survive there as well. And we know Oliveira is great on the ground, that's obvious, but he won't be able to do much with Ilia, you know what I mean? So here, guys, we got the rest of this week to talk about this fight. So guys, go in the comment section, get in the comment section. Let's talk about this fight, bro. We got International Fight Week going on. Let's move on from the John Jones stuff and let's keep this going, guys. We know how MMA works, guys. It's always something. It's a constant wheel. It's always the next, on to the next, on to the next. The wheel never stops moving. So again, guys, drop your comments down below in the comment section and let's talk about this fight. Let me know what you guys think about this fight. I just gave you guys, guys, it's not a prediction. It's a spoiler alert. I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Peace.